Hey guys, BrickBrosProductions here, and today we're going to be teaching you how to build this, a Lego tripod on top of a Lego slider. Let's take a closer look at this. So here we see the other side of the slider. This slider allows you to make small incremental movements to the camera for a slow slider camera move when you're doing stop motion. So the way that this slider works is there's little wheels right here that move it along this track. There's some Technic pieces that keep it on the inside of this track right here to keep it from wiggling around too much. When you tape this down onto your set, your camera won't be moving anywhere unless you make it move. So this little thing right here can just wheel it right down there and create some really nice looking slider shots. What makes it so useful for stop motion is that these little studs here act like a ruler system. So every time you take a picture, say we take our first picture, click, we move it one stud, take another picture, click, move it again, so on and so forth. In the end, you'll have a nice, really steady movement across the screen. When your camera sped up, it'll just look like one consistent, smooth slider shot. Also, if you want a really smooth slider shot and really slow, you could move it even smaller increments. So say you only want to move it half a stud each time. So click, you move it half a stud, click, half a stud, click, half a stud, whoops, click, so on and so forth, and then you'll have a really smooth slider shot across there. Another really awesome feature about this slider is that you can move these little markers right here to wherever you want them to be. So say you don't want your slider shot to be that long, these little markers right here just pop right off, and then these markers have little studs right here. What you do is you put these studs right there wherever you need them to be, and there you have your little shot. There's little breaks that stop it from going any further. In the build, I've also included these little things that can act as, they basically boost up this a little bit. So if your shot doesn't want to be pointing down this much, you can use these things to push up the shot a little bit. And make it point up or down. When you're not using them, you can just place them right here onto the end of it, so they're easily accessible for when you need them. And this just comes shy of hitting it, but doesn't. If you're worried about when you move this, say right here, and it's slanted like this, if it slides back like that, every little incremental movement is very obvious in stop motion. So what you can do is, if you're moving it right here to here, you can use this little brake piece that I built and place it right there. Now it won't be moving anywhere. So you just take those off, and then on your next one, just place them down again. Now this whole setup is very cool and all, but what if you just want to use this for a Lego built tripod instead of having a slider? Well, it's a really easy fix. All you do is just pull it right off the track, take the track away, and then what you can do is take the camera off, and then take this little rig system off like this. Now this little rig system's off. Put it right back onto the track, and then you have your tripod, which can also be adjusted for height if you put little blocks under there. If you don't have a big DSLR camera like we have right here, you can also build a stand for your phone, like this one, which fits my LG G2. It's snug in there, and you have a little area for the camera to see. Now you can build this phone cage to fit any size phone. You just build it exactly like we do, and then put your phone in and adjust as needed. So make it a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. The phone is really snug in there, and this can also be placed onto this. There, now you have a phone stand that can be used to adjust which way the phone looks. It can also be used on the slider, as demonstrated here. Now you have a slider for your phone. Now that you know how they work, let's take a look at how to build all of these things. So first we'll take a look at all the pieces you need to build this camera stand for a Canon DSLR. Pause the video if you need to look at all the pieces. Now let's get straight into building this. Now let's take a look at all the pieces you need to build this camera swivel stand that can work for either the phone or the DSLR stand. Let's take a look at how to build it. Now let's have a look at all the pieces you need to build this phone stand. Now let's build it. Let's have a look at how to build this cart system that goes onto the dolly. Here's all the pieces you'll need to build it. Now let's build it. And finally, let's take a look at all the pieces you'll need to build this dolly track. Now let's build this dolly track. Now you know how to build this really awesome Lego brick built camera slider. The really cool thing about this is that the camera can also be turned to this way for some really nice looking dolly shots. So that's it for this episode, guys. We hope you enjoyed this, and if you want to see more, please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.